Hey guys, name is Tyler aka Nanogenix, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Transforming Vegeta. We do have a confirmation on all of his details, as well, of course, his actual super attack. So two shoutouts really fast before we do continue on with the video. One to DBZ.space, because that's how we're taking a look at all of this information about the card. So a link to DBZ.space will be down below in the description. Secondly, a shout out to my FGC over on Twitter, because that's how we're taking a look at the actual super attack. So if you want to give my FGC a follow over on Twitter, go ahead and do so. The link will be down below. Of course, if you're hopping in your Twitter app, you might go ahead and search my FGC and give them a follow as well. Now let's go ahead, let's actually talk about this unit as you watch these super attacks. I will definitely say I'm not disappointed, and I say that somewhat hesitantly, because not that I'm hesitating to say I like what they did with this card. It's just hesitating because I know for a fact there's going to be some people in the community that are maybe a little bit disappointed with the super attacks they did on this unit, because they didn't go as crazy as we've seen with things like Metacooler and the Super Saiyan Rose, Goku Black and stuff like that. But we didn't get a lot of reuses here, at least as far as I'm aware. Now, his Big Bang attack for SSJ1, his Final Flash for Super Vegeta are definitely reused, but as far as I'm aware, you guys can correct me down below, but I feel like this exact Final Burst Cannon for his Super Saiyan 2, which of course you will be seeing in just a moment, actually it may have already played by now because I talk so much, actually does look different from one previously. Then of course when we hop into Super Saiyan God, there's only been one other Super Saiyan God Vegeta, so his lightning burst when he's in SSG looks different for sure. Very, very pretty in my opinion. Again, it is somewhat basic. It's not as crazy as some of these others, but it's still not a bad looking super attack. And then of course, as expected, because the other two previous transforming units that we've had, Frieza and Goku, his Super Saiyan Blue form does have the sort of prettiest super attack overall, and that's what they did with those units, except those units had a ton of reuse. As a matter of fact, I think every single one was a reused super attack asset until you got to their final state, Golden Frieza and the Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Whereas with this Vegeta, as far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure Super Saiyan 2 and up all have brand new super attacks. So as these are playing, let's go ahead, let's talk about what this unit actually does in case you missed it yesterday. Just be super fast with it. Pure Saiyan's category lead, Ki +3, HP attack and defense plus 150%. He also does boost superclass Ki +3, HP attack and defense plus 100%. So, you know, not that Pure Saiyan isn't already massive, I think 350 plus cards, but you could definitely bring in some other maybe support units or something like that to go ahead and help this team out. But I definitely think as far as your main rotating units, out of 350 cards, you should be pretty good to go. But if you are limited on cards, it is still definitely nice that this guy does still boost superclass Ki +3, HP attack and defense plus 100%. On his super attack, it definitely does change some as he moves through, but pretty typical. It does cause immense damage, and it does raise defense. Once he does get to a Super Saiyan Blue state, it greatly raises attack for one turn and still causes immense damage to the enemy. His passive is attack and defense plus 80% at his base state, plus an additional attack plus 6% per key sphere obtained and transform when conditions are met. This is a typical transformation unit, so he just transforms each time he comes back on rotation. And of course, if he gets stuck on that sort of third rotation right out of the gates, will immediately go into Super Vegeta as he comes in. The same thing with the Goku, the same thing with the Frieza. Now, as he does transform, that gets his attack and defense boost gets boosted by 10%, and his attack boost per key sphere gets boosted by 1%. So once he finally gets to his Super Saiyan Blue state, his attack and defense is plus 120% and gets an additional attack plus 10% per key sphere obtained. Now, the cool thing about him, sort of similar to the Super Saiyan Blue Goku and the Golden Frieza, once they are in their final state, he gets an additional sort of crazy buff here. And for him, since he gets additional attack boost per key sphere obtained on his final Super Saiyan Blue transformation, when he transforms the first time, he changes all key spheres to Fizz key spheres on the battlefield. So talk about a finisher, an entire battlefield worth of key for him to get attack plus 10% on, which is going to be pretty ridiculous. Link set on this guy when he is Super Saiyan all the way to Super Saiyan 2 as Golden Warrior, Prodigies, Super Saiyan, Royal Lineage, Saiyan Pride, Prepared for Battle, and Fierce Battle. When he goes into SSG, he does drop the Golden Warrior as well as the Saiyan Pride and picks up Warrior Gods and Godly Power. And then in place of Prepared for Battle, he gets Over in a Flash. So then once he actually moves up to his Super Saiyan Blue state, he then goes from having he continues to have Warrior Gods and Godly Power, goes from having Over in a Flash back to having Prepared for Battle. Now, the one sort of downside to this guy that I think a lot of us were definitely expecting him to be in he's not in Movie Heroes. I don't really know why, but he's in Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyan's full power transformation boost, and Vegeta's lineage. So Vegeta's lineage did get translated for the global side of the game. So there's definitely that as well. But this unit, I'm still incredibly excited for. I'm definitely ready to summon for him, try and get him, and be trying him out on some teams. He is, in my opinion, from everything I've seen so far this morning, granted, I've been up all of 20 minutes to try and gather all the information about him and make sure I understand what exactly is going on with him, but he looks like he is more promising than both Frieza and Goku. However, Frieza, especially Frieza, even more so than the Goku, are still top tier units. It's just people were a little disappointed with how they were handled, and the fact that, you know, now that we've had 6+ months with them, you know, on hands with them, I personally don't ever see Golden Frieza or Super Saiyan Blue Goku. I mean, it is so incredibly rare to see them go to their final transformation. So that is definitely one thing here, but he does still prove to be pretty solid even before that. So I am actually super excited for this Vegeta. Last but not least, before we wrap up the video though, is because there is another Vegeta that is coming along with this, which I talked about yesterday in yesterday's video too, but he looks awesome. He looks really cool. Super attack is pretty awesome looking, and his card is beautiful, especially if you like that moment where Super Vegeta kicks the crap out of second for himself. We'll talk about him really fast just because this is a different video. Intelligence type key +3, HP attack and defense +90% on his leader ability. His super attack is greatly raises attack for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to enemies. So definitely called that yesterday because he's very similar to how they do these other units, because his passive is ridiculous. His passive is attack and defense +80%, but raises attack and defense by up to 120%. The more HP remaining, the greater the stat boost. So he gets that additional attack and defense +120%, which is why they gave him a supreme damage modifier, because otherwise he would just be absolutely ridiculous. The other thing too here is he performs a critical hit when he is facing off against an android category enemy. Links are Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, Prodigies, Royal Lineage, Saiyan Pride, Prepare for Battle, and Fierce Battle. He fits into Pure Saiyan's full power and Vegeta's lineage, which they, as far as I'm aware, when they translated it, it looks like it's Vegeta's family. So, I mean, either one works. But there you go, guys. That is the brand new Transforming Vegeta. All of his super attacks, all of his details, his beautiful card art. I haven't even mentioned that yet. Honestly, I like it all, which again, Vegeta fanboy over here, so clearly I'm gonna enjoy pretty solid art for Vegeta. But his Super Saiyan God and his Super Saiyan Blue are very pretty. Very pretty. But yeah, there you go. That is brand new intelligent Super Vegeta and brand new physical Transforming Vegeta. Guys, if you haven't been new to the channel, you might consider going down there, hitting that subscribe button, joining the hashtag NanoFame today. You might also consider sliding the like button. I know it's weird not having my face cam on, but it's super early. I just woke up and I was like, you know what? We're gonna go old school with this. We're gonna no face cam today. Anyways, guys, have a great day. Keep on keeping on Nanogenix off, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.